This is the deck building portion of day 1 of the sealed limited championship held at SorceryCon 2026 in Indianapolis. And it took a really long time to do this deck building. It was like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, because one of the things that they were doing is for this event is they were requiring sealed pool registration, which meant that you had to like watch the person sitting next to you open all their packs and then physically record all of their cards on a checklist on a paper checklist that was given to you, and then they had to do the same for you while you opened your pool of cards. So this is the portion of the building the deck building time where I'm opening my cards for the first time from these packs. I'm already 2-3 packs in here. Haven't really hit any bombs in the elite unique slots, and again, like the third pack there, that would be what I would consider another dud in terms of cards there. And like you're really hoping, like you're hoping that you get some strong cards in the elites or unique slot to help you kind of with your deck building experience here. But I'm just like, I'm batting 0 for 4 at this point. The Pallid Bust, I don't think it's a cute card. It's not really something that you can rely on and build around in limited. You need good minions to make your deck work. Golgar, the fire demon there, it's a big body, but it's like 7 and it's 3 fire threshold. It forces you to be in fire. Divine Lance, again, just like it could be good. Maybe it's certainly, if I had opened a savior avatar, it might be a little better to take advantage of that and get a huge removal swing by breaking your wards when you really need it. But for the most part, like my initial thoughts when I was opening these packs were that I was very disappointed at the power level that I had gotten. I hadn't gotten anything in the elite or unique slots that were going to be big bombs that I could put in my deck. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to be able to play Golgar. I hadn't really like taken a look at like how deep any of the elemental pools were, so that's what I'm doing now, both for my own knowledge and also to help my friend across the table with the pool registration, the card pool registration. But yeah, I'm just sorting by element here, and then also as I sort, I'm taking stock of taking stock of kind of how much of what roughly is in each elemental pool. So I mean, I got a toolbox that seemed pretty good. I'm a fan of running toolbox in limited format, especially when it's Gothic only, just because your collection in limited is everything that you have opened up. So it gives you a lot of flexibility with just that one with just that one card. So I've cut here now to the point where like I've gotten my card pools back, and I'm just taking a look through them in a little more in depth. And I'm just trying to figure out like which element I can even play. And what I discovered early on here is that like the way that these elementals split in terms of like how many minions, how many playables I have per element, it was really rough. I didn't have enough minions in 2 elements, I think, to really hit the the minion density for the deck that you want in limited. And for a limited deck, it's 24 spell cards and 12 Atlas cards. The bar is pretty low. Like you want maybe like 17, 18 minions, but I couldn't even hit that with 2 elements, with what you would consider playables. We talk about cards that are like, are they playable or not in limited, and what that really means is just like, is it a minion that you want to actually play and is going to be good in your games and do some work. So, you know, like vanilla 3s are playables, like 2-drops with you know, a decent ability or a relevant effect are playables. Anything above that can be playables, but the bottom line is for limited games, you need minions, and you need a decent minion curve. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself quickly outclassed. Like all it takes is an opponent having a good curve and then dropping like a 4-power body and another 4-power body. And if you don't have removal answers to that, or if you don't have minions that can match that power, you're going to be on the back foot and you're going to be in trouble pretty soon. Water had a decent amount of minions, which, I mean, you could argue about like how playable some of those are. The sewer rats, not very playable. 4-fat frogs, it's kind of like a minion. It gives you 4 tokens, but it's not that great. Kraken, I honestly don't like Kraken that much, and like it makes it pretty low in the priority list in terms of if it gets added into a deck or not. It's just a little too slow. Like having to summon it submerged hurts your tempo a lot. There's some cool stuff in my air pool. The playable minions is so shallow. I really can't justify playing it. I took a little bit extra time there and I looked at that skeleton mage just because I wanted to figure out if I could make that thing work. It just depends on, like, I don't think I had enough ordinary spells worth putting in the deck. You know, if you have 2 bone spears, 2 trial by fire, 2 flame strikes, to gift of the wolf, something like that, then you know, like something bonkers, then it starts becoming very, very good. And there is a decent chance that your opponent will also have some ordinary spells worth casting, maybe in your elements, but it's a big gamble to take when you don't necessarily need like keyword undead or keyword like a skeleton, the minion itself. I'm just looking at these other pools here. Most of my removal is in Earth. So I think I kind of like thinking like I have to take Earth. I have to take Earth just because it has the Gift of the Wolf, it has the Smite, it has Divine Lance, which I might be able to make work if I have a couple things that produce wards. I think I looked briefly at the sites and I had like 2 of the sites that made wards, so I was thinking in the back of my head that might work out. I'm just laying out the water minions here alongside the earth ones because like I said, like it looked like the water pool, like even though I didn't get like any of like the good water stuff that's in Gothic, that pool of cards looked like it had a larger density of what you would consider playable minions in my card pool, but still not great by any means. You know, right now we're looking at 10, 15, 10, 10 14, 13, 14, 15 minions. That's 15 minions, and like some of them are borderline when you're like they're borderline playable, right? It's like you put them in, but you don't really want to put them in unless you have to. Like Weather Trunks, like okay, but you always want something a little bit better. Sea Witch, you know, it's like it's a 2-drop. You really want something better. Like Wild Fanatic, just automatically better than Sea Witch, just with the for the charge ability here. I'm looking through this fire pool. There's a lot of good stuff in the fire pool too, but again, the same problem I have here is that there's good stuff in there. There's just not enough to fill the entire minion curve that I need. So even if I subbed out water and I took fire and earth instead, I wouldn't have what I need to build this deck. It is tempting to run fire though, because there were a couple more removal spells in there, and so I could increase my spell count here to have some more removal options, have some more damage options, some finishers. But my main concern here, like still, at the time and even now, just looking at this pool, is just like the quality of the minions is not that great, and the curve is not that great, and it doesn't even meet what I would consider like the target number of what you're looking for minion count. So I think what I end up actually doing here is like I build this deck out. I build this deck out and I say, do I have to do 3 elements? Because it's almost you can do it. It's just like frequently not a good idea to run 3 colors. So I'm looking at the fire stuff and seeing what I can get away with that only has maybe like 1 fire threshold. And immediately, it's like some of these things they all have 2 fire thresholds. Noxious Corpse, just a 2-drop, but it has lethal. You know, it's like a Circle Scorpion from beta. I would love to take that over, say, a Sea Witch. And again, if I take the fire cards and I put them onto the minion curve here, it fills out a little more, but then you run into the problem where like I'm now three elements in, and like almost every element requires 2 threshold per. So I'm looking through my sites again to see if I have I think like any sort of threshold fixing. If I have any blooms, if I have any of the double threshold sites from Gothic, and it looks like I have 1 bloom in earth, and then I'm just looking at some of these other sites that I would love to put in there, but I can't spare any slots for tech sites. So if they're not in elements, I can't take them if I am going to run 3 colors. There's a Cursed Desert that's gonna go in there, and then I think I saw Leadworks goes in as well. Mudslide, I think I was a little wary of putting Mudslide in. I just like it's a very specific card to kind of push minions to the left or the right in a column, and I didn't know like I didn't know if I really needed that in this deck, and I was worried that it might end up being more like hurt me more than help me if I put it in versus just like a generic water draft site. So yeah, I'm looking through fire again, and if I'm going to be in fire, I'm going to take some of those better cards there, like Flame Strike, maybe a Detonate. There's Ghost Fire in there. I don't think like the Detonate, Ghost Fire, they don't make the deck, but again, I have that toolbox, which is going to go in the deck, and a lot of things can be fished out of collection with toolbox if I need them, like that Detonate, like that Ghost Fire. At one point here, I consider maybe like, do I just put in a pitchfork and the pile of skulls and hope for the best? I think the pile of skulls does end up making the cut, but the pitchfork I leave out, and just say like, like if I get the toolbox and it feels right to grab the pitchfork, that's certainly something you can do, but it's not worth running in this deck, especially with the cards that I have in it, like the minions that I have in it that could equip it. So I'm just laying out my curve here with the elements that I am going with, and I think at this point I am committed to running all 3 of those elements, just so I can fill out the curve, my minion curve a little bit better. I think I went through and I cut out some of the chaff that I could get away with. Like, I took out that Sea Witch. It just wasn't worth running things like that in there when you can run like a Fanatic instead, or a Holy Warrior instead. And looking down, looking at my spell options here, Gift of the Wolf, Smite, Flame Strike, Divine Lance. That's what, like four spells. I typically run maybe 5 or 6 max magic and artifact slots, and two of the slots are already taken by Pile of Skulls and Toolbox. If I decide to take those, I think it makes the most sense to take Toolbox. Pile of Skulls. Some people don't like it for some reason, but in limited, I feel like it has always done very well for me. So that's it. That's the deck. And we will see how it performs in the draft games coming up next.